Gorgeous afternoon for baseball in downtown St. Louis. Sold out crowd expected. It is game 3 between the Rockies and the St. Louis Cardinals. Adam Wainwright will get the start for St. Louis, trying to pick up his 3rd win on the season, coming off a win against Houston. Al Hrabosky, Dan McLaughlin with you. And what can we expect out of the right-hander today?
Well, I think you want to see consistency. Consistently get the ball down in the strike zone. Consistency, have that tight rotation on his curveball, but you want to see a little more life in his arm.
Well, the Cardinals have struggled offensively. We have talked about it night after night. And in this homestand, when they've scored their runs just in 4 innings. But the Cardinals won 2 of 3 against Houston and a chance to take 2 of 3 today.
Well, you try to win series. They're in that position to do that again today, but you'd like to score more than 1 inning a game. Tony La Russa says at a minimum you should score in 3 innings a game. Cardinals have really had a struggle, but the pitching been good enough to hold up.
Rookie pitchers in the major leagues have struggled. Take a look at this graphic. Today's starter for the Rockies leads in ERA for rookies. Jason Hirsch, he is near 4. Daisuke is near 6. Matt Chico is over 6. What can we expect out of Hirsch today?
Well, one guy we got to do is we got to beat that guy. They have been pitching very well against the Cardinals. Is it good pitching or is it poor hitting?
Well, the Cardinals took 2 of 3 against Houston, trying to do so again today against the Rockies. A look at the homestand highlights coming up next here on FSN Midwest. Baseball is coming up in just a bit.
Sunny days seem to hurt the most. I wear the pain like a heavy coat. I feel you everywhere I go. I see your smile, I see your face. I hear you laughing in the rain.
Pujols rips it again. This one is fair. Down into the corner. And Albert Pujols with an RBI double has given the Cardinals a 3-2 lead. Losing streak is over and the Cardinals win it 3-2. Goodbye, he got him. The line, Duncan coming on, yes sir. What a catch.
Cardinals baseball this afternoon on FSN Midwest is brought to you by refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it. By Auto Tire, the tire pros. For the lowest bottom line price, you ought to go to Auto Tire. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. By the Missouri Lottery. Show you're a true fan by playing Missouri Lottery Cardinals Scratchers tickets. You can win up to $100,000 instantly in other Cardinals prizes. And by Southwest Airlines. With more flights to more places than ever before, Southwest is taking low fares farther. Visit southwest.com. Cardinals start play today, 9 games back at 13-18. Cincinnati also 9 games out. Milwaukee, the best record in baseball in the Central Division. They are 23-10 at the start of play this afternoon. They are off to a terrific start. Colorado at 14-19 after the loss last night. Let's take a look at their lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Steve Fenley, over 2,500 hits. 4th among active players, will lead it off and play center field. Troy Tulowitzki, the shortstop. Brad Hoff is in right. Todd Helton off to a great start, hitting .393. Then Atkins, Baker, Iannetta, Quintanilla, and Hirsch on the mound and batting 9th. Our Rico starter is Adam Wainwright, and Adam Al is coming off a win last time out against Houston.
He's coming off a win, and hopefully he can build on that, get a little more consistency, be successful down in the zone with his curveball and with his fastball, mix in a changeup and a cutter. But all about location down in the zone.
Well, Tony's been trying to do anything to get this offense going, whether it be dropping David Eckstein out of the leadoff spot, putting Duncan in the cleanup spot, anything to get offense going. It's been a tough homestand in that department, but yet the Cardinals still have a chance, if they win today, to take 4 of 6.
Oh, come on, man. They're good enough to score 1 inning and win.
1 inning, and that's it. That's been the story for a lot of these games this year.
Around the Horn brought to you by Auto Tire. Duncan, Edmonds, and Ludwig in the outfield. Spezio is at third today with Roland on the bench. Miles is at short. Eckstein on the bench. Kennedy and Pujols on the right side. Gary Bennett, the backup catcher, gets the start. Of course, Scott Spezio with the big hit off the bench last night. Much needed.
Scott Rowland struggling a little bit, so put a hot bat in the lineup.
Here is Steve Finley, and the first pitch at 89 miles an hour is a strike.
Finley struggling as he signed late with this club. Came as
a line shot out to left field and a base hit for Finley. It is 78 degrees here in St. Louis and perfect.
Steve Finley's first hit of this series, and he's started all 3 games.
Finley last year with San Francisco, been at San Diego, Houston, Arizona. He had some great years there.
Over 300 home runs, over 300 stolen bases, but he is 42 years of age now. 2-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove winner.
Here's Tulowitzki, the shortstop, and a swing and a miss. Up there hacking early on against Adam Wainwright.
Philosophy has changed. Now these guys go up there and say maybe the first pitch is going to be the best pitch of the sequence. Old days, guys used to want to take a look at what the action of the baseball looked like, releasing the hand. And
we've only seen him for a couple of games, but Troy Tulowitzki looks like he's going to be a pretty good player. 7th overall pick back in '05, and last year he was at Double-A. Clint Barmas lost his job to Tulowitzki.
Barmas never the same after he broke that collarbone. This kid, you're right, he plays very good on both sides of the play, the field, offensively and defensively.
2-time All-American, 3-time All Big West selection. He played at Long Beach State, 3-year starter. Brad Hopp and Todd Helton coming up. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Thing about Wainwright, if he is right, Al, the curveball is usually one of his better pitches, and we have not seen the sharpness of that breaking ball that we saw last year when he was in the bullpen.
Yeah, and it's moving. He's always been a career minor league starter. Last year, the first year, really being in the bullpen, and boy, what a statement he made as a reliever, particularly in World Series being the closer. But he's had a little arm trouble with, the dead arm stage.
The 2-2 pitch, got him. Called third strike. And out number 1 here in the first inning, and it brings in Hopp.
I think Adams just trying to put it together and trying to build that arm strength. That was his last time out when he defeated the Astros. Both his wins this year have come against the Astros.
I was happy when I got to the ballpark and I didn't see the name of Matt Holliday in the lineup for Colorado. He had a pair of doubles and a home run last night and batted third in this lineup, so he's on the bench. Off day for him, and Brad Hopp moves up to the 3rd spot in this lineup.
Well, let's just see if we can keep him on the bench.
Just keep him over there.
Want to see him even in a pinch hitting appearance, Holliday.
He's had great numbers against the Cardinals, and in particular here at Busch Stadium. Mentioned Finley over 300 steals, but not much of a lead over there at first base. Outfield is straight away and deep. See where the shortstop Miles is near the bag at second. And Spezio well off the line at third.
Hopp's hit 300 against right-handed pitching this year.
The 2-0 pitch. Strike 1. What a play last night from Chris Duncan out left. One of the best plays we have seen so far this season. He's just getting a little bit better day by day, getting better reads off the bat, as the Cardinals need his bat offensively, but Pujols is going to be there at first for a number of years, so trying to find a spot for Duncan.
And he's back in his familiar 2-hole in the batting order again tonight.
The reason that you saw Duncan move down to the cleanup spot yesterday, twofold. You wanted to get a little protection for Albert Pujols, shake up this lineup,
And the other thing, like we mentioned last night, is that the lineup would have been loaded with left-handers and easy to pitch against if you're Clint Hurdle as far as matchups are concerned in the game. 2-2.
Well, talking about how reluctant he was to move Duncan in that 4 spot, and with Jim Edmonds getting 3 hits last night, Duncan goes back to the 2-hole, and Edmonds is in the cleanup spot.
Brad Hopp was the everyday right fielder a year ago for the Rockies. And he has put up pretty good numbers. Hit .293 last year, 22 home runs, 84 driven in. And that is strikeout number 2. So after the leadoff base hit, Wainwright has struck out 2, and it brings in Todd Helton.
We always talk about Wainwright's curveball, but he's incorporated, you know, the off-speed pitches, whether a cutter, a changeup, and trying to do a few more things. The one thing you got to guard against, so you have that great curveball. Sometimes when you incorporate that cutter or the slider, you kind of get your arm slot in between. You get more of a roller that we have seen.
Todd Helton with a pair of hits last night. He is the only player in Major League history to hit at least 35 doubles in each of his first 9 full seasons.
It's just a slugger that can play defense too.
Yeah, a couple of Gold Gloves along the way.
3 of them.
Fantastic player.
Second in the major leagues with his .393 average. His on-base percentage is over 500. And he's got a good batting eye. He's tied for 3rd in the majors with his 30 walks.
Known for a while as Peyton Manning's backup, but he has made a name for himself in the game of baseball. As Helton rips it up the middle, you could hear him grunt from up here in our broadcast booth. Two singles, 2 runners on, 1st and 2nd with 2 outs and Garrett Atkins.
Take a look at this. You see where Bennett looks like he's set up outside, and that ball out away from you. Good hitters can take that back up the middle, and lucky that didn't make contact with the body. Might have just deflected slightly off the glove, but that would have hurt.
It would. You're right, Al. I'm sure you've had it a few times in your career, those comebackers.
Well, I charged line drives. Only hit twice, but never really a good shot.
Here's Atkins, who hit .329 last season, only hitting .256 to start 2007. Couple of home runs, 14 RBIs. A big problem for the Cardinals this year has been falling behind early, and in particular, 1st inning runs allowed. Ground ball, Spezio, race to the bag, he's got it. Rocky strand 2, half inning in the books, and there's no score here at Busch Stadium. No scores. The bottom of the 1st rolls in here at Busch Stadium. Let's take a look at Tony La Russa's lineup this afternoon. Some regulars out. Some of the bench guys are in. This is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Adam Kennedy batting leadoff again today, followed by Chris Duncan in his familiar 2 spot. Albert Pujols, then Jim Edmonds, Scott Spezio. Pinch hit 2-run double last night with the bases loaded. Then Ludwig, Gary Bennett, Aaron Miles, the switch hitter, and Adam Wainwright batting 9th. Advanced Auto Parts starter is Jason Hirsch. He was acquired by the Rockies along with Willie Taveras, who is not playing in the series, and Taylor Buckles, who pitched last night from Houston. And the Astros picked up Jason Jennings and Miguel Asensio, and you see the numbers this year for Hirsch. The defense behind him. Around the horn brought to you by Auto Tire. It'll be Baker, Finley, and Hopp in the outfield. Atkins, Tulowitzki, Quintanilla, and Helton along the infield, and Iannetta is behind the plate.
Jason Hirsch, 6'8", 250 pounds. Both his wins were against 4-time Cy Young Award winner Greg Maddux.
The first pitch is hit out of play by Adam Kennedy. Crowd still filing in here to Busch Stadium, playing a little hooky this afternoon. What a day. It is gorgeous. Adam is hitting .238, no home runs, and 7 RBIs.
too hot. Nice little breeze to kind of cool you off a little bit. Beautiful day for baseball.
1-1 pitch to Kennedy. Fouled back.
And they've been playing baseball in the Texas League and the Pacific Coast League for a long time. And this pitcher, Jason Hurst, the Cardinals are facing. Last year he was the Pacific Coast League Pitcher of the Year. That's AAA. Year before, Texas League Pitcher of the Year. AA. He's the only pitcher ever to have earned those honors in both of those historic leagues.
Ranks first in strikeouts for the Rockies as far as rookies are concerned, with 30 already this season. 2-2 pitch. Count runs full on Kennedy with Duncan on deck. And that is ball 4. Mentioned he is 6'8", so the landing area for Jason Hurst would probably be a little different than Wainwright, but Wainwright is pretty tall himself.
You know, so you got two big tall guys, but see the stretch out and see where he lands. It almost looks like there you go. You get an idea to the.
You can see Wainwright on the left, and where Hurst, where he lands, just to the right of that.
This is Wainwright, and Hurst is over here, but there's probably a couple inches difference in their height, but two huge men pitching to another big guy.
That is Duncan. Duncan goes at about 6'5". Duncan is hitting .311 with 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. Had an outfield assist last night. Also the great catch in left. Hitless though in this series. Fastball on the inside corner. And Duncan down on 3 pitches, and it brings in Albert Pujols. Could pull the trigger on that inside pitch.
One thing about Hurst is he has the ability. He has a very good changeup, and he will throw that many times when he's behind the count, where a hitter might think a fastball's coming. It's a great quality and ability for a young pitcher.
You take a look what the Cardinals have done in day baseball. They're hitting .258 as opposed to the .238 overall, and 12 of their 17 home runs have been hit during day games. And I bet if you broke it down a little further, majority of those hit on Sunday afternoons. If it's a Sunday, the Cardinals are going to score. You can bet on it.
Well, and that's usually when Albert Pujols is at his best, on Sundays.
Average has dipped to .252 for Albert. Rips it into left center field. That's down for a base hit. Kennedy on his way to third. Runners at the corners here in the first inning for the Cardinals.
On my day baseball, the Cardinals usually, and in the past couple years, they were really just tremendous winning percentage during the day.
Our fourth key, and that is the Cardinals and where they rank in the National League with their offense. 15th, 15th, 14th, and 16th when you talk about batting average, runs per game, home runs, and stolen bases. Ouch.
But we're going to look back on this day and say this was the turning point. This is when the Cardinals start scoring more than 3 runs.
Al, I've got to be honest. I think you've said that every night.
You know,
this is the game.
The great Jack Buck told me if you keep on making predictions, some of them are bound to come through.
And here is Edmonds, who had 3 hits last night. And Edmonds strokes it to the second baseman. Hard hit, but lines out to second. And we started our telecast last night talking about situational hitting, where the Cardinals have struggled, and here we go again.
Wow, but when you hit the ball like that,
yep,
you know, it's just good defensive placement, bad luck on Edmonds' part. As even with the 3 hits last night, that might be the hardest ball he's hit in 2 days. And lucky Albert didn't get doubled off at first.
Cardinals played at 4 runs in the 7th last night. It started with Spezio off the bench as a pinch hitter. Stroked a double. Picked up 2 RBIs. Stays away from the breaking ball for ball 1. Runners at first and third in the Cardinals half of the first. No score. Shallow and left, straight away in center and in right. 1 ball, 1 strike.
A lot of times you think Spiezio, he's going to go up there just looking for this first fastball, and he'll be ready to jump on it. Gotten a couple off-speed pitches to begin this at bat.
Spiezio has been dealing with back soreness since spring training. He's played right, he has played left, he's played third. Played a little first already this year. Versatile player for the Cardinals.
A good view from the green seats.
The 2-1 pitch. Took something off it at 81 miles an hour, 2-2.
Well, see, that's that ability to throw that changeup any time in the count. The only fastball that Spiezio's seen here was the high and outside one.
2-2 pitch to Scott Spiezio. Grounder, foul. Inning started with a walk to the leadoff man Kennedy. Strikeout of Duncan on 3 pitches. He was called out. Looking at an inside fastball, then Pujols singled to left center. Edmonds lined out to second, and now it's up to Spiezio. Two-two pitch, and Spiezio hits it high in the air and out of play.
Ball in on the hands, but inside far enough that he can only turn on it and pull it foul.
Jason Hirsch listed at 6'8", 250 pounds. He's 25 years of age. Lives in Burbank, California. Born in Santa Monica. 2-2 pitch. Got him. Called out on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and the Cardinals strand 2. No score after 1 inning. The state baseball history brought to you by Schnucks. The Astrodome substitute umpire Dave Pallone ejects the entire Cardinals bench after the players throw helmets and bats on the field to protest a call. 1979. May 9th, 1979. How many times were you ejected?
Twice in the American League.
And what was the reasoning? Arguing balls and strikes, or?
No.
Slowly hit left side. Spiezio tries to cut it off. He does. Throws wide and safe. Baker is aboard.
Base hit. Wasn't hit hard enough. That third baseman has the responsibility. Anything he can get over there and cut off, it's better for him to do it. It just had a little trouble with the exchange, and then the wide throw got it back, got out on his fingertips, back into the palm of his hand when he threw it. Just wasn't hit hard enough.
Well, now I'm intrigued. Why were you ejected?
Oh, I was arguing with an umpire from the dugout. Third
You're a
base
bullpen guy.
No, I'd already been out of the game. Guy invented a new rule on me when I was pitching.
Some choice words, I'm sure.
Not then. Later on, when he took it upon himself to call timeout. Freddie Patek had checked his swing with 2 strikes. Nobody asked for an appeal, so the first base umpire, Bill Kunkel, and the crew chief decided that as the pitcher was in the windup, he called timeout like a ball had gotten away from the bullpen and rung him up. That's when I told him the choice words.
Here's a double play ball, possibly. Kennedy. They're safe everywhere right now.
Yeah.
Now they got the runner. He is out. Kennedy never tagged him.
Yeah, he never tagged him. They got the right call, but got tangled up with him, but couldn't get the ball to Albert quick enough when the runner between first and second is on the ground. See, when he goes submarines like this and slip, he doesn't tag him, but he didn't get the out quick enough at first base, and then they had to tag the runner at second. So they get Baker, but no tag was there. He makes contact with the leg, but not with the ball in the hand, and then the batter beats out the ball. So it looked like it was going to be a double play. They only get 1.
So 4-3-6 fielder's choice. And here is the second baseman, Quintanilla. Well hit out to right center field. On the move, Edmonds, and Jimmy won't get it. One hops over the wall. And the Cardinals catch a break because the runner from first has to go back to third.
Now they catch a break, as you said, that can't score on that ball. And the one thing, Cardinals also catch a break, but let's see where this ball is. Down and in. Just drop the bat head, and the little guy puts charge into it. One hops over the wall. So you got runners at second and third. The pitcher, Jason Hirsch, cannot hit. How about that?
So if that's the case, what about the possibility here of trying to get down a squeeze? Can he put it in play? That's the question.
Well, we'll find out. So far he hasn't really been reliable in making contact. 0 for 28 with 18 strikeouts.
Well, the Cardinals catch a break on that ground rule double, because if that stays in the ballpark, Iannetta would score easily. Runners had second and third. In the first, Colorado had runners at first and second and couldn't bring them in. Only one out, and the pitch is popped out. Bennett using his glove to shade, makes the catch. Big out. That's out number 2. Well, he's got a little water in the eyes after looking up into the sky and the sun. Cardinals will return home on May 22nd, face the Pirates, and plenty of great seats remain for all 3 of the Pirates games. Tuesday, May 22nd, over 2,500 tickets available, 1,400 tickets available. Wednesday night, Thursday a day game, Bud Light T-shirt day, and 1,500 tickets available, including box seats. So check it out online, the availability of tickets at stlcardinals.com. That's not an easy play, trying to shade from the sun.
High skies, so very few clouds up there, so it makes it more difficult.
Here is Steve Finley. We're back to the top of the lineup. This will be the 24th pitch of the game for Wainwright. Curveball. You see, he's just not on top of it, Al.
Exactly, and it's almost like his body is out in front, arm dragging behind. That was just a signature pitch. If he missed the strike zone with it, he buried it in the ground. So it's a little bit out of whack.
Mentioned this during the open of our telecast. The fact is, a lot of young pitchers will go through a dead arm stage too.
Didn't really have to do anything with Young.
Okay, Al, a lot of pitchers will go through a dead arm stage. Wainwright covering at first, and Colorado strands 2. They have left 4 in the game, and coming up, Ludwig, Bennett, and Miles here at Busch Stadium. Ice Cream Sundays, of course, are back for the Cardinals. Every Sunday home game. It's courtesy of North Star Frozen Treats and the Magic House. Find out more at the Cardinals website, stlcardinals.com. No score, bottom of the second here at Busch Stadium. Ryan Ludwig leads it off. Ludwig is hitting .182. Playing right field, no home runs, couple of RBIs. And we still are awaiting on the arrival of Juan Encarnacion.
Yeah, he's going to probably take the entire 20 allotted days. As Tony says, we don't need him to come up here and have him struggle. He has gotten a little better. I think he's 5 for his last 15 and 3 doubles during that time, but still only batting .165. He's Juan Encarnacion on his medical rehab.
He's trying to get his timing back. Ludwig pulls it foul, no balls and 2 strikes. Ludwig is a guy that when you watch him, you watch Duncan, you see some guys with a little spark in this lineup,
Yeah,
don't you?
Yeah, I like what I see. He's very aggressive, and he's going to swing his way. what Tony tries to find. You know, he likes these approaches. Some of the rookies are up there, you know, kind of fighting for their life.
Ludwig has seen time in the major leagues with Cleveland and Texas. And a swing and a miss. Now the changeup that time at 80 miles an hour. 3 strikeouts this far for Jason Hirsch as they tried to throw it around the horn and wound up in left field. Now normally you save that for Little League, but it even happens here at the major league level.
Yeah, but they're the best defensive team in the National League. So I guess if they make their errors, they do it when they throw the ball around the infield.
There you go.
Not during play.
There's Gary Bennett. Molina on the bench today.
Gary getting his 8th start. Batting a robust .321.
Gary is 35 years of age. Back up last season to Yadier Molina.
He's got to love it being spending time in the same city 2 consecutive years. He was a nomad for a while.
His 5th consecutive season last year with a different team. Bennett grounds it too short. Tulowitzki with time and makes the play. You know, Tulowitzki could back up a little bit on that play and get it on the hop that he wanted to because he knows Bennett is running down the line.
Yeah, he just kind of set himself. He has the confidence to know that he's got a strong throwing arm. He's fundamentally sound. Just, you know, get your legs underneath you and let it rip.
Aaron Miles came over from Colorado.
A little surprising that Eckstein's not in the lineup today, but maybe Tony trying to get a 2-for-1, and wouldn't be surprising if he's back in the leadoff spot. But Eckstein was 3 for 3 with a home run off of Hirsch, but the substitute Aaron Miles gets a hit.
Maybe the reason too, Al, is after he got hit by that pitch last night.
True.
Let him rest today, and then you got the off day tomorrow and head to the West Coast.
And Aaron Miles needs some plate appearances to stay sharp. He's been the Cardinals has the most pinch hits. Here getting the starting assignment.
Aaron in 134 games hit .293 for Colorado back in 2004. There's Wainwright 3 for 10 on the year. So at least the Cardinals get Wainwright through the order.
He can help himself swinging the bat.
They say he is one of the best golfers, if not the best, on the team. Pretty good athlete.
Very good athlete.
See how fast the pitch comes in from this angle. A little bit outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
There's 2 or 3 pitchers on this team may claim that they're the best athlete.
We saw it yesterday on the pregame show. Jim Hayes was interviewing Skip Schumacher, and he said, all right, who's the best athlete on the team? He said, you're going to have so many different guys say I'm the best athlete, but in my mind, he said, you got to look at the center fielder, and that's Jim Edmonds.
He did say Looper will say he is, and Wainwright will say he's the best. But then Schumacher, being loyal to one of his teachers or gurus, picked Jim Edmonds.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Line shot into left center field. Miles on his way to second. Heading to third. He'll stop there, and Adam Wainwright picks up a base hit, his 4th on the year. Runners at the corners again for the Cardinals.
Well, keep on doing it. Eventually you'll push it across. But said Adam Wainwright, he can help himself swinging the bat. Pitch out there, and line shot into left center. Finley cuts it off. We mentioned he's a 5-time Gold Glove winner, so there's 2 outs, but still he got runners at the corners. Get that ball back in quickly and hit a cutoff man.
Well, Adam Kennedy was in the leadoff spot on Sunday and picked up his season high in hits. He had 3. Back to the top of the lineup. Another changeup. And a swing and a miss. It's brought to you by Sonic. One time through this lineup. 35 pitches thus far. Kennedy walked, left stranded back in the first. Cardinals had first and third and 1 out with Edmonds up. Back in that first inning, he lined out to second and Spezio struck out. Wainwright is at first base, so they'll play behind him with Kennedy a left-handed bat. One thing that would give this crowd a little jolt, this offense a little jolt, is number 1, getting a lead and trying to do it here with 2 outs.
I know Tony would have liked to see that. Kind of tongue-in-cheek talking about he doesn't want to go against the winning formula. All 3 of their wins in this homestand have been come from behind. And it's been where they only score in 1 inning. But I'm going to make another prediction. Cardinals are going to score in 4 innings today.
4 innings. How about right here?
This will be the first one.
Going to get a pitch that he can be very selective with at 3-1. Drops it into right center field. Finley coming on. Won't get it. Cardinals lead it 1-0 on a 2-out RBI by Adam Kennedy. 3 consecutive hits in the inning.
6'8", it should be pretty easy for Hirsch to get the ball down in the zone, but down and into a left-hander. That's kind of where they just drop the bat head. They're left-hander. You just watch them. It always seems like their vast majority of left-handed batters are all low ball hitters. Really, a common theme is with switch hitters. From the left side, they're low ball hitters. From the right side, they're high ball hitters. But just the way the arc of the left-hander, the way they swing, they always look good swinging down.
Pitch into Duncan. Fastball at 91 miles an hour. Played Duncan very deep. Brisk with 5 home runs. He struck out looking back in the first. Jason Hirsch with 3 strikeouts on the day. 2-0 with Pujols on deck. Adam Kennedy now leads the team with 8 hits with runners in scoring position.
Clint Hurdle talked about his big right-hander. The first 3 times he pitched more effective than the last 3 starts.
2-1. Inning started with a strikeout of Ludwig, ground out by Bennett, then 3 consecutive hits. Miles, Wainwright, and the RBI base hit by Kennedy. The 2-1 pitch inside to Duncan. So now he could be selected at 3-1 with Pujols on deck.
Well, they say that Hirsch, and he didn't fall through with it on Kennedy, but they say when he's a fastball count like this is when he throws his changeup.
The 3-1 pitch. There it is. There's the changeup. Remember last night, Duncan against Buchholz was a 78-mile-an-hour breaking ball on a 3-2 pitch. So they went soft in that spot against Duncan last night.
Yeah, you've got the tendencies, and one of the things that separates him is that ability to throw that changeup when he's behind the count and you're looking fastball.
3-2 pitch. Runners go, and that is ball 4.
Now the changeup.
Now let's see if this is a ball. This is close to take on 3-2, but Duncan has shown that he's got a very good eye. Yeah, that's up a little bit.
Yeah, it's up. The tailing action away. Bob Apodaca will come up and talk to his young right-hander as he's put himself into a jam.
So the bases are loaded for Albert Pujols.
And remember, he got the first 2 men out of this inning to start the 2nd inning. And then the base hit by Miles. Wainwright got a base hit. The RBI single by Kennedy, and the walk to load him up to Chris Duncan.
So you are asking for trouble here with Pujols. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Albert in this spot this season is 0 for 3 with the bases loaded this year. Against Hirsch, and this includes today, he does have a base hit. He is 2 for 4 against this tall right-hander. Albert with 6 home runs, 17 RBIs, and his numbers in his career with the bases loaded, 5 grand slams, and he could bust this thing wide open here early on. First pitch to Pujols on the outside corner. Very good pitch.
92 miles an hour, down and away.
Pujols trying to extend the inning to Edmonds. The 0-1 to Albert. Tapped left side and foul. Now he's in the hole, 0-2. We have seen when Pujols is right, though, he has that great eye, won't chase even in these kind of spots.
And let's see if they don't try to throw a fastball out of the strike zone and see if you will expand the zone.
And as he has struggled, that's been one of the problems. Not as many walks, and he will expand his zone.
Trying to bust him in.
0-2 pitch. Just inside. A sea of red here at Busch Stadium. They are ready to explode. Wainwright, Kennedy, and Duncan all aboard. Bases loaded for Albert Pujols here in the second inning.
Throw a breaking ball out there or a changeup away.
The 1-2 pitch way outside, 2-2.
Do that breaking ball, try to overthrow it a little bit, and almost threw it away. Nice play by the young catcher.
Remember, Jason Hirsch came up with a runner at third base and 1 out. He popped out, and Wainwright comes up with 2 outs, extends the inning, gets it back to the top of the lineup. That's a big difference.
That Hirsch can't hit, and Wainwright can.
Yep.
You can help yourself as a pitcher doing the little things.
Trying to go outside here. Here comes a 2-2. Ooh, he left it over the middle of the plate, and it said hit me.
There's changeup that was up, and instead of going down and away, it kind of backed up a little bit. Lucky got away with that one.
So now what does he want to do here with Albert Pujols? Because you know he doesn't want to go full.
Pitching coach, tell me what you want.
Please help.
Call
me.
the pitch. He made me throw.
2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. Here it comes to Albert. Just inside again. So here we go. They'll be off with this pitch.
Bob Davidson, the home plate umpire, and Albert got the benefit there.
Much of this crowd on their feet.
Timeout called by the pitcher.
Tell you what, this is a big pitch in this game right here.
Absolutely.
Much of the Cardinals struggle.
It's the biggest pitch of the game so far.
Here's a 3-2 to Pujols. And I was about to say, as much as the Cardinals have struggled offensively, they have not seen many opportunities during this homestand like this, and especially early in games.
To get a big crooked number on the board. Well, they haven't hit a home run. How long? Remember that guy out at second base? He knows it's a 2-strike count, 2 outs, so he can get a tremendous jump. Because if he looks like Albert's going to swing, or if the ball's in the strike zone, just take off running.
Runners go. The 3-2 pitch. We'll do it again. That one at 79 miles an hour.
Changeup has been 79 to 81. Fastball 91, 92. Managers can just sit back and wait and see the competition inside the game. Also got the pitch count, keeps on mounting.
Another 3-2 to Albert Pujols. Right on it, but fouled back.
So Pujols is dialing it in here. He's seen a bunch of pitches. There you go, 9 already in this at bat. It's been as low as 79 miles an hour, as high as the first pitch that he saw at 92. Remember, he started this at bat falling behind 0-2.
So one breaking ball, mostly change-ups, couple fastballs.
Oh, he walked him. Pujols picks up the RBI, and Hirsch is trying to figure out this strike zone. It's 2-0. It's a 10-pitch at bat, and let's take a look. Brought to you by Chevrolet.
They started out with a fastball out there, gets ahead of the count. Then they got the changeup, 0-2. They try to come inside. Then there's that slider that almost got away. Now the changeup. There was a fastball there. There's the changeup again. Now they're off-speed pitch. Fastball up and in. There's the ball 4. I don't know about you, but if he would have called it a strike, I wouldn't have said anything.
Well, there's a couple that were inside I thought were pretty good too. And then I go back to even the Duncan at bat too. That was a very close call.
I think you said it right, trying to figure out what Bach and Bob's strike zone is right now. But hey, the Cardinals have got a 2 spot up there, but you got to get greedy.
Edmonds lined out to second, his first time up. Balls behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Jimmy with 3 hits last night. That was really overshadowed by the win and hits by Kennedy and Spezio, but Jimmy had 2 line drives to right, 1 to left, and he picked up 3.
And the way defensively where the second baseman is playing right now, if he hit that ball, the one that he did the first time up, it would be a 2-run double or 2-run single.
0-2 pitch, 1-2. Remember, the inning started with a strikeout and a ground out. Looked like the Cardinals were ready to go quietly here in their half of the second. Then base hits, 3 of them, and then back-to-back walks. 5 straight have reached. Pitch number 40 of this inning alone on its way. Well, that portion of the plate, whether it's outside to the left-hander or inside to the right-hander, he has not given that at all to the pitcher.
Clint's telling home plate umpire, on the off day, you want to go golfing?
It's kind of like your conversation when you got ejected. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Upstairs to Edmonds. So remember, Albert Pujols was 0-2. He drew the walk. Edmonds fell behind, 0-2, and now it's 3-2, and he's got 6 career grand slams.
That was a good sign when he laid off that pitch. Jim will tell you there's not a high pitch I don't like, and a lot of times a pitcher could get him to chase that pitch, but seeing the ball much better, he's up there with a full count and 2 outs.
Runners go. The 3-2 pitch, and Edmonds pops it foul and out of play. Boy, Busch Stadium is filled up quickly. It is packed again this afternoon.
Win a game and help sell those other 100 or 200 tickets that we had available yesterday.
61 pitches already thrown by Hirsch, closing in on 50 alone in this inning. Edmonds is the 8th man to come to the plate today in this second inning. The 3-2. Jimmy strikes out. A changeup on that 3-2 pitch. Cardinals lead it 2-0. Well, coming up later tonight, it's the Best Damn Sports Show period. Rob Dibble and Rodney Peete, Chris Rose, and John Sally will be along. Top 50 spectacular plays coming up later tonight. Well, the Cardinals strand the bases loaded, but they pick up 2 in the bottom of the second, and they lead it 2-0. Tulowitzki, Hop, and Helton for the Rockies. 2, 3, and 4 in their lineup. Tulowitzki struck out looking back in the first. He is first in hits among National League rookies to start his season. 28 hits on the year.
10-game hitting streak snapped last night's 0 for 4.
Now with those 2 runs in the second inning,
It marks only the 8th time in 32 games that the Cardinals have scored first. Now that is a telling stat. Hit up the middle. Miles can't get it. It's into center. Leadoff base hit. Aaron Miles couldn't get it. Normally a second baseman. We see him playing shortstop as a backup to Eckstein. I wonder if he was more towards the hole on this.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because let's see, a lot of times they really move not too bad, but just had enough steam on it to get it up through the middle and beyond the dive. It's been difficult for him to smother that ball and get up and throw him out.
Hoff struck out his first time up, and the pitch is popped out of play. Adam Wainwright has struck out 2. The Rockies about hit the Cardinals 5-4 early on in this game. Happy 26th birthday to Tom Mee Jr. Tom Mee Sr. is our director. Happy birthday, and I understand that Tom Mee is watching this game on his baseball package on his computer.
Yeah, Junior. Head out to San Diego tomorrow, and I remember when Tom's little boys were running around in the swimming pool in San Diego. Long time ago.
Here's an 0-2 pitch outside. And also congratulations to Tom's other son, who's playing at Minnesota and has made the watch list for the top players in the country.
Oh, wasn't he second in the nation in batting?
At one point he was first. He's in the top 5 for sure. Quite an accomplishment. Congratulations. A strikeout number 3 for Adam Wainwright. And here's Todd Helton.
And we have Mike Helling bragging about his kids, rightfully so.
And they have really put together a nice accomplishment recently. It's at the knees to Todd Helton. Helton single back in the first.
Mike's son made the watch list too.
A short lead at first by Tulowitzki. Todd Helton in his career against the Cardinals, you might think it'd be a little better, but he's hit .304 against the Redbirds. This series he is 3 for 8. He does have a home run and 1 RBI, and you think a guy hits .304 against you, that's pretty good. But when you think about Helton, you're thinking .330, .340.
Sure. Yeah, but he's 22 home runs, 54 RBIs.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. 2-1. Helton singled up the middle. His first time up. Finally healthy. As we talked about last night, he dealt with an illness that put him in the hospital for over a week a year ago and really never regained his strength. He had lost a bunch of weight. Two balls, 1 strike. A liner, and that is fair. And slipping is Ludwig in right, and the run will score easily. And that cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1. Base hit for Helton, and he picks up his 24th RBI. He's 2 for 2.
Professional hitter. You see, he's set up away, and he misses. Ball stays up, goes off the sideboard. There you see Ludwig fall down. Now they guaranteed that Tulowitzki was going to score. There's a good chance he was going to score, even if Ludwig would have gotten to that ball. Maybe with 1 out, they would not have sent him with Atkins coming up.
Atkins has grounded out to third. Runner at second. That's the tying run. Todd Helton.
Atkins 0 for this series.
Right down central, 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Atkins with just 2 home runs, 14 driven in. Off day tomorrow for the Cardinals, and we head to San Diego. Long road trip, San Diego, Los Angeles, off day, and then we'll see Detroit, rematch of last year's World Series. And you get an idea, Al, about 40, 50 games into the year, and probably on this road trip, just how good you are.
There's still a lot of time. You know, you can just pick up a game in the standings a week. And half a game, you still have enough time to overtake Milwaukee or whoever's on top.
Milwaukee has won 9 of their last 10. Good curveball. One of his best of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Hardy's hot pitch and the 4th strikeout for Wainwright.
When you see him make that good 12-6 breaking ball, then you start feeling pretty good about it. Starts up about the shoulders, they lean back, give up on it, and then it breaks to the knees.
And it brings in Jeff Baker.
Just have not seen that consistent breaking ball from Adam, but it's still there.
Baker was born in West Germany, selected by the Rockies in the 4th round of the 2002 draft. Last season, a September call-up for the Rockies, and in 18 games he impressed. He hit .368. He had 5 home runs in that call-up and 21 driven in. One of the problems for him has been just trying to stay healthy. Dealing with a sore left wrist. He's had surgeries on that multiple times, and he flies out to Edmonds to end the top of the 3rd. The Rockies get on the board with Helton's 24th ribby. It's 2-1. Cardinal baseball this afternoon is brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. By Rico. Move your ideas with Rico dependability. And by Sonic. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. We want to see the sign.
Boss's Rock.
To all you secretaries out there, this is what we get for Secretary's Day.
Oh.
Glad
Boss's
to see him
Rock.
at the ballpark.
Gave him some prime seats so they can enjoy the game.
There's Spezia.
Have to reward those administrative assistants.
Scott Spezio filling in for Roland today, who has 1 for his last 34. So, as you like to say, 2 for 1 with the off day tomorrow. Check swing, and he did not go. Spezio was called out on strikes back in the 1st. On deck, Ludwig and then Gary Bennett. Cardinals lead it 2-1. They picked up their 2 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. And Scott pops it up into shallow left. Baker coming on. The shortstop is there as well, but it's going to be Jeff Baker. And it brings in Ryan Ludwig. Jason Hirsch already at 66 pitches. Ludwig was a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. Hirsch has struck out 4. He's allowed 4 hits, but walks cost him last inning. Bases loaded walk to Pujols as Albert picked up his 18th RBI. The other RBI to Adam Kennedy. His 8th on the year. Two balls and no strikes. Base hit. Well, you're right, Al. He doesn't get cheated, does he?
Yeah, and when he makes contact, it has that a little more crisp sound to the contact.
FSN final score coming up later tonight.
NBA highlights, NHL highlights as well, and all the scores around the major leagues. The FSN final score coming up tonight at 10:30. Here is Bennett, grounded out to short. First time up. Talk about all the different teams that Bennett has been a part of. He's been with Colorado, San Diego, Milwaukee, Washington, the Cardinals, the Phillies. A career .241 hitter. If you ask anybody that's involved in this pitching staff or Dave Duncan, and they love his presence and how he is ready to roll in the meetings and scouting reports and what the Cardinals do day in and day out.
I don't think people fully understand the relationship between a catcher and a pitcher. If you got a guy that you trust in, now he can, massage and milk the best out of a pitcher. But if you have a guy that you just put down fingers there, you always seem like you're fighting him. Boy, it could be a miserable day.
Here comes a 2-0 pitch. When he has fallen behind in the count, Al, or you're looking at a 3-2 pitch, he has gone to that changeup time and again.
Well, that's what we talked about. That it's his pitch that when he's behind the count he feels comfortable using, but you throw it too much, then you're not going to have your fastball when you reach back. His breaking ball is very inconsistent, and it's just very difficult to constantly pitch behind the count, because then if you start, guys go up there looking for that changeup, they should be able to be quick enough on the fastball to at least foul it off.
Here comes a 3-1 pitch. Runner goes. Bennett drills it down the left field line. It is hooking and foul. Cardinals decided to start Ludwig on a 3-1 count.
I think we saw his fastball beginning of the game was 91, 92. Now it's dropping down to 89.
We just mentioned that these 3-2 counts, Hirsch has been going to the changeup. Let's see what he wants to do if the Cardinals want to start the runner.
Well, this could be his 75th pitch. He's in the third inning. Set up inside.
They've been
Ludwig, he was going.
Well, if you're throwing that changeup, that's the pitch that you'd like to run on too. To the pitch count brought to you by Sonic at 74.
43 in the second inning. He's got 12 here and 1 out in the third.
There goes the runner, and the pitch is slowly hit left side. Only play for Atkins to go to first. Bennett is 0 for 2. Ryan Ludwig is in scoring position for Aaron Miles. Miles singled up the middle his first time up. Aaron is hitting in the 8th spot in the lineup. The pitcher on deck, first base open. But Wainwright already with 4 hits. That includes a single today, 4 hits on the year. So they'll intentionally pass Aaron Miles with first base open and deal with Adam Wainwright. But we have seen he can handle the bat. With his hit in the second, Adam Wainwright in his career is now 7 for 17. Not bad.
No. And his first major league plate appearance, he hit a home run. So it's not just the singles.
Runners at first and second. The Chevy's Cardinals Crew Kids Club features Chris Carpenter this year for $20. Gets you $70 worth of great stuff. For more information, 345-9600.
Wish Chris speedy recovery. Successful surgery yesterday. No real timetable, but in the vicinity of 3 months. So keep on battling, make those, when he and Mulder come back, make them games meaningful.
Filling in for Carpenter last night was Brad Thompson, and he earned himself another start in the upcoming road trip. He will pitch against the Dodgers.
Wainwright out with a breaking ball.
And it's 2-0. One of the things you do, Al, when you intentionally pass hitters, you run the risk of what happens next. And with a guy that's struggling with his control, you never know. All of a sudden you fall behind against the pitcher, 2 balls and no strikes, and it's here we go again.
Yeah.
He has walked 4, one of those intentional.
You know, it does happen when occasionally you walk a pitcher or something like this, but you should be able to challenge, feel good enough about your stuff to challenge any pitcher.
Well, like you said, starting him off with a breaking ball.
Right.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Now, you know, even, you know, obviously Wainwright's more accomplished fastball hitter, but still you have to have confidence that you can spot your fastball to where he can't do much with it.
3-1 on Wainwright. Clint Hurdle is going to lose his mind watching this.
Well, and you just think if he was in Colorado, I mean, you just can't pitch there, you know, allowing walks.
Popped up behind home plate. He would say to Wainwright in that spot, the pitch better be perfect for him to be swinging. And now the count runs full. Runners off with this pitch. Cardinals have had great opportunities in the first 3 innings. Back in the first, it was runners at first and third, just 1 out. Didn't score there. Then with 2 outs, they loaded them up and scored a couple of times. And this inning now, it's first and second. And a 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. To Adam Wainwright. Foul ball. Get it off his foot.
Change up to a pitcher on a 3-2 pitch. I mean, that's, you know, it's his MO. It's the way he pitches, but you watch a lot of guys, and you know, here's a kid that was pitcher of the year in Double-A 2 years ago, pitcher of the year in Triple-A a year ago. Had the best ERA of any rookie in the major leagues this year.
Outside to Wainwright.
And another off-speed pitch, looked like a changeup, but really just guiding the ball and out of the strike zone.
That is 5 walks against today's starter Jason Hirsch. And now you're back to the top of the order with Adam Kennedy. This ought to be an interesting conversation between these two. Catcher stays at the plate. Clint Hurdle.
Hurdle might have told him, I don't want your tender ears to hear what I'm going to say to this other rookie.
A right-hander is up and getting loose now for the Rockies in their bullpen. And again, the Cardinals have the bases loaded. We saw Arias last night. So Kennedy on base twice today. Bases loaded. First pitch to him is a strike. He's throwing mid-90s.
There's 94 that time. Hardest he's thrown. I mean, if you get beat with your best stuff and you get beat for base hits, that's one thing. But when you beat yourself.
0-1 pitch. Make it 0-2. Kennedy walked his first time up. RBI single to get the Cardinals started back in the second.
Look at so many left-handed hitters, and they got such a sweet, pretty swing. And then you got Adam Kennedy. Swing isn't pretty, but he's been effective through his major league career.
The 0-2 pitch lifted out to left field. Baker over near the line, and he makes the catch. The Cardinals will strand the bases loaded, and after 3 innings, they have stranded 8 in this game. Rockies coming up 7, 8, 9. Cardinals lead at 2-1.
I think if a pitcher's out there, at least I've been told, if a pitcher's out there and doesn't necessarily have to think who's on deck or how I'm going to get the guy out who's up 2 hitters from now, and trusts the fact that his catcher's back there and has an idea, you know, basically just running the game and quarterbacking for him, then he can go out there and just look at the sign, curveball down the way, execute the pitch, rather than saying, all right, if I throw this curveball, what I got to set up with the next pitch. You know, the thought process, the catcher's already 2-3 steps ahead, so all I got to do is see what pitch to throw, you know, and where I need to locate it. And that just takes the load off them.
Well, one of the things we have seen today, Al, is that Wainwright is not shook off Gary Bennett very often, if at all this season, but certainly today.
Well, the greatest thing for a pitcher is you step on that rubber and you got a thought in mind. You say, okay, this is what the pitch I want to throw. That catcher puts down that signal, just accentuates, and then you feel like you're king of the hill. That's the one I want, that's the one he wants, now just go execute. And as Gary said, if you're on the mound, you go, okay, I'm going to throw this pitch to set up the next pitch to get him out with that pitch. You make 3 horse, you know, really bad pitches that you don't have conviction behind them. You have a tendency to hang those pitches, and you never get to the one that you're going to try and put him away with because he's already gotten base hits off your mediocre pitches.
1 ball, 1 strike on Chris Iannetta, the catcher for the Rockies. And he pops it up into shallow right field. Ludwig is there. So if you get a ticket to the green seats, if you're one of the lucky few, that's your menu. Yes. I mean, you've got all kinds of things to choose from, and it just keeps on coming.
And it just keeps on coming. It's all part of the ticket price. You also have the upscale buffet in your own luxury, air-conditioned luxury dining room downstairs there.
But the best part about it, your view of the game. Look at that view.
Oh, yeah.
Look at where your seat is.
And you and I would want to be behind the screen.
Yes, we would. Rounder off the glove of Pujols. Quintanilla will stop at first, gets up, but Pujols does, but it is a base hit for Omar Quintanilla, the second baseman, and he is 2 for 2.
Albert looks like he's a little frustrated. He didn't snare this ball, but he gave a great effort, kept it from being a double. And they checked to see the runner. Wainwright was over there covering. Albert got his first Gold Glove last year. Takes a lot of pride in that fielding, and you know you could see it 2 or 3 years ago. You know, it was only a matter of time before he'd put some hardware on that mantle, the gold kind.
There is Jason Hirsch, came up with runners at second and third and popped out to the catcher. That was with 1 out, and Adam Wainwright got out of a jam. Now, you mentioned he struggles at the plate, and I was wondering before, why not possibly squeezing? Maybe we'll get an indication why not right here.
Right, he's 0 for 29 with 18 strikeouts, and here, you know, he's 6'8", so it's really easy to pitch up and try and get him to pop the ball in the air.
0-1 pitch instead of check on the runner.
See, Wainwright's going to hold on the mound long enough for him to give away what he wants to do. Really hand ties the manager when you got a pitcher that can't help himself and can't make contact.
Right down the middle, that's a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Washington and Milwaukee tied up at 1-1. That's in the top of the 6th. Washington has dropped 7 straight. They're already 11.5 games out in the East, and Milwaukee has won 5 in a row. No balls and 2 strikes. We saw Hirsch dealing with Wainwright, throwing change-ups early in the count, and then again when it was a full count, Wainwright trying not to waste any time here, going right at him.
There's that curveball that's been elusive.
Finley, the leadoff man, is on deck. It's 2-1 Cardinals. Time is called.
just tell Hurst is not comfortable staying in that batter's box, and by Wainwright holding the ball just makes him all the more uncomfortable.
Spezio, the third baseman today, but 5 steps in on the grass at third, even with 2 strikes, anticipating the bunt. He finally gets it down. Wainwright only plays to go to first, and there's 2 outs. The sacrifice is good. Tomorrow at 10, join FSM Midwest for Cardinals Weekly. 30-minute magazine show recaps the previous week for the Redbirds and looks at the week ahead. Cardinals Weekly tomorrow at 10 o'clock here on FSM Midwest. Finley with a base hit today. He is 1 for 2. Cardinals have stranded 8 after 3 innings. The Rockies not much better. They've stranded 5. Wainwright trying to make it 6.
He just really wrapped that curveball, trying to snap it off.
One-0 pitch from Wainwright. Just below the hands, inside for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Steve Finley getting to play in all 3 games because of the groin injury to Taveras. Got the fastball away, got the base hit last time up. Struck out on an inside pitch.
Inside again, 2-1.
Excuse me, hit the ball back to Albert on the inside pitch.
Steve Finley's had a great career. 2-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove Award winner.
300 plus home runs, 300 plus stolen bases.
42 years of age, and he hits it down the right field line. Ludwig over. Runs out of room, out of play. 2-2. 42 playing center field.
On the Paducah area.
Two balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch to Finley with a runner at second. Inside. There's John Mabry on the left, and occupying his number now is Ryan Ludwig.
See, John's had 3 different stints with the Cardinals, the team he originally signed with.
The 3-2 pitch. Grounder hit to short. Miles settles and throws. Cardinals lead this game 2-1. What's on tap brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light, always worth it. Kip Wells and Jake Peavy on Friday night. That game on FSM Midwest. All 3 of the Padres games will be right here on FSM Midwest Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Good matchup though in game 1. Kip Wells, Jake Peavy. Peavy off to a good start. ERA is under 2. He is 4-1. He had 16 strikeouts in 1 game earlier this year. And at one point he struck out 9 in a row.
Yeah. And you know, Kip Wells is, he's had some success against the Padres, so hopefully that'll be a good matchup for him.
I can't figure him out, Al, with the exception of, you know, the fact is when he gets hit, it's poor location, but his stuff is good. Everybody says it. You watch it, you see it. but location has not been good.
Well, and you know, one thing we got to remember too is Duncan takes another called strike. Is we have not played particularly well behind him. You know, you thought he'd come over here and get great defense. You thought he'd come over here and get a lot of offense. And in his starts, he's received neither one. So it's been kind of much the same. So maybe we can get him a new start.
5 strikeouts for Hirsch. Struck out Duncan twice. Here's Pujols. He's been on base twice with a walk, a single, and an RBI. Pujols last time up with the bases loaded took a very close pitch for ball 4.
That's the difference in this game right now, that bases loaded walk.
Jim Edmonds on deck. He has lined out and struck out 0 for 2. Outside corner again. 2-2.
Well, you almost wonder if you got in that dugout and got a little lecture about at least show me you want to be in the game and get a little more aggressive. Quicker pace. You see now where he's working both sides of the plate, but throwing more fastballs.
Count runs full. He has walked 5 today. 3-2 pitch to Albert. Pujols out to left center field. Finley, a few steps in, makes the catch. 2 outs on 3-2 that time. You know, he did not go with the changeup.
Well, yeah, instead of trying to trick somebody, you know, he went after a great hitter on a 3-2 pitch and challenged him with a fastball. He's kind of changed speeds a little bit with his fastball. But you know, he's going to make his first pitch to Edmonds will be number 100 of this game, and here he's in the 4th inning.
Jimmy alone is stranded 5 today. Edmonds hits it out to left field, and that is the first 1-2-3 inning for the Rockies today. And the 5th inning rolls in when we come back. 2, 3, and 4 in their lineup coming up.
This portion of Cardinals baseball on FSN Midwest is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Come in and try Jack's new sirloin steak and mushroom ciabatta. That's right, sirloin. And by your local St. Louis Chrysler Jeep dealers. And by U.S. Cellular. We connect with you. Well, the Cardinals have played 4 innings. They have a 2-1 lead. Been a lot of base runners. 14 runs stranded between these two teams. 12 hits apiece. And Adam Wainwright is on the good side of that 2-1 lead. Tapper right back to Spezio, and 1 pitch and bad throw. And into the dugout, so an E5 for Tulowitzki, their fine looking young shortstop. Looked like just 1 pitch, 1 out right here. Little Tapper. Spezio comes in, throws from the side, and you almost see that not getting on top of it. The ball has a tendency to sail, and Albert can't come up with it. Goes into the dugout for the 2-base error. It's the first error by the Cardinals in this game, and the first error by either team in this series. Brings up Brad Hopp, who is 0 for 2. He's been a strikeout victim both times, Dan.
So after the error, pitch is taken low by Hopp.
These Rockies have only committed 11 errors on the year, 4 of them by their third baseman. And the Cardinals have more than twice as many. There's 12 teams that have twice as many errors as the Rockies.
Line out of play. And waiting is Todd Helton. He's 2 for 2 today. Double, single, RBI. Todd Helton, a lifetime .333 hitter. Trying to deal with Hopp right here. 1-2.
You know, a 1-run game, and make a good pitch. I think you got a good start to an inning, and then you get not only the error but a two-base error. Really puts you in the hole. But you got to forget about what happens behind you. Just concentrate on trying to retire this hitter and keep that man stranded at second.
Pop is over 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Tulowitzki, the runner at second base. That is ripped into right field. That's going to get down for extra bases, and this game is tied. So the error cost the Cardinals Pop his first hit, and he picks up his 18th RBI. 2-2 game. Looked to be partner, a pitch that was up.
Yeah. Talked to Wainwright a couple starts ago, and he said, you know, there's 4 quadrants, and you see, look at the glove from Bennett. He's reaching up, the ball right out there, get his arms extended, it's belt high, and it's belted out into the gap in right center. But Wainwright mentioned a couple starts ago, he said there's 4 quadrants. He said, I don't even forget about the 2 up and in, up and away. I always try to pitch to the bottom 2. And when he struggles is when he elevates his pitches. When he's down in the zone, he is dynamite.
Now Helton. Strike on the outside corner. Adam Kennedy, the second baseman, is on the outfield grass. And Miles, who would normally be shaded more towards second, the shortstop today, trying to keep that runner a little bit closer at second base.
And then you've got to play Duncan, the left fielder, straight away, kind of, you know, guarding against anything to left because he hit so many balls there.
Good curveball. That's strike 2.
Helton trying to question that call. And we mentioned that he was a quarterback at the University of Tennessee, but in 1994 he beat out a freshman named Peyton Manning for the backup quarterback, at least out of camp.
Home plate umpires had words a couple of times with Clint Hurdle.
Yeah, they were talking about their golf game again.
I thought it was dinner reservations you were talking about before.
He's from Colorado also, so they're talking about golf, not dinner. They aren't that sociable.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Tell him what time. Ask him if you want me to pick you up. Some of the things that we can tell you that the voices on the field can be very creative. Other times it's a little too colorful.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ball that gets away from Bennett. And now they've got a chance to get a fly ball to drive them in and take their first lead of the afternoon.
Let's take a look at this last pitch. Trying to overthrow the breaking ball, and then not the best technique by Bennett to try and smother that ball or stop it. A little lazy trying to stab at it, and it got away from him. It's
a
always,
wild pitch.
It's always scored a wild pitch if it touches dirt, but it shouldn't always be that way. And Cardinal catchers are noted as some of the best blocking balls in the dirt.
1-2 is pulled to Albert Pujols. He fires home. Got him. Bennett blocked the plate.
How about the courage and the guts of Albert Pujols, and now Clint will get his final say with the home plate umpire.
He's already been ejected once in this series.
But I mean, how many third basemen would run the risk of making that throw? And boy, Albert showed you his arm strength by making a great throw, his momentum carrying him towards second base, thrown across his body, and he had something. Look at, but I mean, how many guys are going to go? You got to get an out. Just up the line enough. Bennett with a tag, bang bang play.
Did he slide under the tag? Let's see.
Well, I think his leg kept him off. He's out. See that left leg? We talked about Molina last night throwing that left leg out there, sealing off the plate, and see, kicked his lead leg away from the plate. So a good call. But Albert Pujols, boy, I mean, you know, everything he does is aggressive, but that was a fantastic play by a defensive player.
I didn't think he had any chance.
Well, I'm sitting there saying, you got to get one, Albert.
Right, just get the out.
He got the big one, the best one at the plate.
There's a liner into center and a hanging breaking ball. Runners at first and second. And one out. 2-2 game now.
The two-base error wasn't Wainwright's fault, but a couple base hits here. Still only one out.
Rockies with 9 hits today. Cardinals have stranded 8. They've got 5 hits. Rockies have stranded 6. They have 9 hits. We are only in the top of the 5th. Boy, just a great play by Albert Pujols to keep this game at 2-2. Pitch to Baker. A little low in the zone.
It's worth seeing again because Albert Pujols, we always talk about how aggressive he is, how he ranges to his right. You've got the runner at third base. He had to go to his right, but there you see how Bennett, the other end, was able to take a step up the line, get that left leg out there to spin the lead leg away from home plate. But it was a great throw. And then Bennett, who you know is also very aggressive, not afraid of contact. He had something on that throw, but that left leg, not afraid to take a little contact right there. And that was the difference between the out or safe call.
1-1 is slowly hit to short. Only play from Miles is to Pujols. Runners advance to second and third. Now that's not easy for the catcher too, Al, because you know with him, meaning Pujols, going to his right, if he does come home, it's going to be a bang bang play and you're going to get contact, so you know it's coming.
And as you said too, you know, it's a step up the line, so that runner is going to get on you a little bit quicker. You hope to have enough time to really set yourself. You see he's kind of stretched out right there, but he throws that shin guard out into the base path and just kicks away that lead leg. Trailing leg touches the plate, but tag is ahead of it.
Cardinals had a play at the plate last night with Duncan's throw from left.
Now that was an ideal situation where Molina had enough time to kind of just say, okay, now does he want to try and bowl me over? Does he want to just try and slide, fade away slide, get around the tag? But he had enough time to prepare for whatever.
And now he hits Iannetta.
A breaking ball. That
so bases loaded for Quintanilla, who's 2 for 2. Cardinals Alumni Kids Clinics are sponsored by Bank of America. Boys and girls ages 7 to 13 can learn baseball fundamentals from former Cardinal greats like Danny Cox, Kenny Reitz, Ricky Horton, Scott Terry. Other Cardinals will be there as well. Select St. Louis area ball fields throughout the summer. Number to call is 345-9891.
one of Scott Terry's sons was one of those Post-Dispatch scholar athletes last night.
160 of them were in attendance here at the ballpark.
There he is, the right-hander for Colorado, back up again.
The Rockies with the bases loaded are 12 for 38 this year. 316 average. The Rockies have a right-hander in their bullpen getting loose. 2 balls and no strikes. Hirsch's spot in the lineup is due up next.
Arias again, and what will the score be? 2-0 with the bases loaded here to the 8th place hitter, who's already 2 for 2.
A double and a single. 2-0 pitch. Pitch that's up, but he lines out. Albert Pujols with a gutsy play to go to the plate and keep this game tied with Bennett blocking. It's 2-2. Two-two game in the bottom of the fifth. Our Panasonic Plasma Speed Up Sports replay, and we go back to the play at the plate.
Right, you just see how quick this play develops. You saw where Pujols was running to, towards second base, throws across his body, gets a strike to Bennett. Bennett has very little time to throw that leg out there, seal off the plate, and at the very end of it, one of those good little team gestures. You see Wainwright acknowledging and kudos to Albert Pujols. I'm sure he did the same thing to Bennett, his catcher.
I'm sure Tony La Russa saw some odd things over the years with Rickey Henderson. You're going to like this story. Apparently he was at the Mets game against the Giants, and it was at AT&T Park as they a little conversation on the mound, and Rickey caught a foul ball. And with all the accomplishments, Al, that he has had in his career,
that was his
first. And it's kind of part of the story here. He said, I've done everything I could possibly do in the game of baseball, and some young fans wanted Henderson to give up the ball. He said, absolutely not. This is my first foul ball I've caught. I've always wanted to catch one. So he keeps that ball. He said it's going on his mantle, and he signed some autographs for some of the young fans for other baseballs. I like that story.
I like that too. And I mean, you and I have kidded about fans that get taunted into giving up a foul ball. You wonder why, or throwing it back on the field. So there's finally a ball player, took an ex-ball player. Of course, we don't know if Rickey's ever retired yet.
Spezio pops it up out of play. Well, he was playing for a couple of years in the independent league.
I mean, I thought he would still be playing this year, but it seemed like he was playing last year. I'm not too sure Dave LaPointe didn't have him on his team, or was definitely in the same league.
And that is ball 4 to Spezio. Hirsch has thrown 106 pitches, and yet he has only given up 2 runs in 5 innings. I mean, that's hard to do. 5 innings, 100+ pitches, and only give up 2 runs.
Well, the Cardinals was stranded 8 before Spezio got on base. Colorado stranded 9 through the first 5. But how about he had a 1-2-3 inning that looked real aggressive, where I think Clint or somebody got him out there, and now he comes out and walks the leadoff man. He's the first scheduled hitter, but I think they're stalling right now for time. But Arias has been up 3 times in the bullpen, so he has to be ready.
Last night with Taylor Buckles, Hurdle wasted no time in pulling him with around 80 pitches, and he was sailing through the Cardinals lineup. And here today we've seen Hirsch, and that's going to be it. He has walked 6 and given up 5 hits.
Well, he wanted to get into Batista, who is tied with Hirsch for the most wins. And he didn't look too good last night.
And that's it for Hirsch. Two-two game. Friday night we are in San Diego. 3-game series, all will be on FSM Midwest, and our coverage begins with the pregame show at 8:30. Al Hrabosky, Dan McLaughlin with you. Before we get to that series, some unfinished stadium. 2-2 game, Colorado and St. Louis, and Hirsch is out after his 6 walks and 5 hits, a couple of runs, and Alberto Arias is into the game. This will be his 5th appearance, and this is our call to the bullpen, brought to you by Chevrolet.
He suffered a blown save last night, allowing all 3 inherited runners to score. He's allowed a run in 2 straight after 4 scoreless innings over his first 2 major league appearances.
And now it is Ryan Ludwig, who is 1 for 2.
Gary Bennett on deck. Hurst goes 4+ innings. 5 hits. He walked 6. Struck out 5. 0-1 pitch to Ludwig is low and outside. You know, the Cardinals' difference in the game was their bullpen last night, and their bullpen, Al, all season long has been a bright spot with the struggles of the offense. But in particular, and we talked about it during the pregame show, Ryan Franklin and Jason Isringhausen. Those two have been outstanding.
And now Arias here kind of a little gun shy after giving up a couple runs. He just was called up along with Batista, you know, on April 29th. But Cardinals got those veterans. Speaking of veterans, and we touched on a little bit in the pregame show about Jason Isringhausen's hip and how much feeling better now. The Rockies are close to bringing up Dave Beers.
Is that right?
Dave Beers went to spring training trying to make a comeback after having hip replacement surgery. And he came down with an injury. I think he kind of irritated his arm a little bit, so they sent him to extended spring. But now they're saying, hey,
I don't think there's any chance.
Come back with a veteran. They kind of feel like they owe it to him. You know, he's not making a lot of money, but, you know, at least if he can help them, it's a real plus. If he can't, at least he'll know in his mind that he did everything he could to try and come back. But how about that? Coming back from having hip replacement surgery and pitching, have the possibility of pitching in the big leagues.
Closer for a couple years on good Cardinal teams.
Yeah.
He was part of the Darryl Kyle deal. Out to left center field. This is well hit. Ludwig, has he gone deep? It's off the wall. They're going to wave in the runner home. Ryan Ludwig delivers for the Cardinals. It's 3-2.
I saw Bruce Mano in the hallway, and I talked to him about Ludwig. I said, you know, I just like the way he's got, you know, he's aggressive. He just looks like he's got some energy. And, you know, this is already in his 4th game, his 3rd RBI. But, you know, he goes up there, he attacks the baseball off the wall. And the on-deck hitter, watch Bennett in the background, telling him to get down and slide. Oquendo was talking to Ludwig, the hitter, telling him what to do at second base, stay at second base. But that responsibility of the on-deck hitter is to help out that guy coming from third and let him know whether it's going to be a close play where you got to get down. And usually it's always good to think about getting down, or at least anticipate the slide. You don't want to be caught in between, confused as to what to do, and at the last second try to slide. That's when you injure yourself.
So that closes the book on Hurst today. 3 runs, all charged to him. Still nobody out in the Cardinals half of the 5th. Bennett showing bunt.
Good bunt.
Yep, to the left side. Ludwig advances to third. By the way, this is the first game since May 1st, and that was a game against the Brewers that the Cardinals have scored in more than just 1 inning, span of 7 games.
Excuse me, but I think I predicted when we were going to score the first time and said we were going to score in 4 innings today.
What do you want me to say?
We probably should say, why just 4? It should do it more.
Would you squeeze here? Come on, let's make another prediction. Let's go, Raboski.
I'm not going to squeeze here.
Miles has been intentionally walked. That was back in the 3rd. That move didn't pay off because then after that they walked Wainwright. And he's also singled and scored back in the 2nd. A 1-0 pitch. 2 balls and no strikes.
2 reasons why, you know, and the more he falls behind the count, you could take it either way. But you got a left-handed batter right now. But another reason is you got a guy that's, you know, doesn't throw enough strikes. But all they have to do if you squeeze with a left-hand batter is you pitch out. The only thing he can do is throw a bat.
Base hit into right. And Miles delivers with an RBI. So a walk, a double, a sacrifice,
And now an RBI base hit for Aaron Miles, his second hit of the day.
And I think you want to send a message to Aaron Miles that I've got confidence that you're going to drive that runner in. You know, it's not desperate or desperation that the only way I feel you can get it done as a manager is to squeeze. I want you to hit the guy and knock him in. How about a good day for him? It's 2 for 2 and runs scored, and also was intentionally passed once. Adam Wainwright, even though it may look like a sacrifice situation, never take it for granted.
Bunts it foul. That's strike one.
And Oquendo, I wonder if Adam might have missed a sign. Talked to him there, but you know, you got the Butcher Boy. You know, we have seen Tony with a guy that could swing the bat like Adam, you know, put a hit and run on. But once again, you may not do that because this pitcher doesn't throw enough strikes. Show bunt and then maybe pull that bat back, and Butcher Boy slap down on the ball. Jeremy Affeldt, left-hander, warming up.
Well, the ball gets away, and now Miles is on his way to second base on a pitch that was up and in, and Wainwright steps away.
Now Oquendo will have another talk as alert base running by. Miles recognized the ball far enough for him to advance, but showing bunt and the ball up around the noggin. Catcher just had trouble with exchange, so he's going back now. He sees that the ball popped out of the glove and scrambles to second. Adam, base hit and a walk today. Run scored.
Got on 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm going to say he went. Like a check swing, but that's strike 3 on Wainwright. Arias came in with a runner at first, gives up the double to Ludwig, sacrificed by Bennett. Miles the RBI single, and then Wainwright strikes out. Now Hurdle back out to the mound with Adam Kennedy, the hitter, and he has motioned to the bullpen. The Rockies have 3 lefties in their pen. We'll tell you about the change when we come back. Cardinals have played at 2 in this inning, and they lead it 4-2. World Championship fan jewelry collection is now available at the Cardinals team store at 8th and Clark, or by calling 1-877-CHAMP-06 or STLCardinals.com. Mention that the Rockies have 3 lefties in their pen. Jeremy Affeldt, who is a former closer with Kansas City, we saw him last night, is into the game, and this will be his 17th appearance. Our call to the bullpen is always brought to you by Chevrolet.
He had a good outing last night. He had a 1-2-3 8th inning with a couple strikeouts. Jeremy has allowed 6 runs, 5 earned in 3 2/3 innings over his last 4 outings. You know, these guys are great athletes, and sometimes you get weird injuries. How about this year? Affeldt made his season debut on April the 4th against Arizona. He retired the only batter he faced before leaving the contest. He twisted both ankles on his first warm-up toss.
Now we've seen odd injuries in the game of baseball.
We've seen guys trip over curbs, and you know, we've seen guys fall off of seawalls.
It happens.
You know, I can't remember who the guy was. Not a funny accident, but back in the 70s, a pitcher for the Atlanta Braves was walking down the street in San Diego, kind of jumped up, was mimicking a jump shot, and caught his ring finger on an awning or something and ripped his finger off.
Did you see Zumaya? He had his middle finger hurt just warming up.
Yes, I saw that. Also hurt his arm during the World Series elbow playing Nintendo guitar.
5 innings in the books. It's 4-2. Let's take a look at our game reset, and it's brought to you by Jack in the Box. Adam Kennedy got things started for the Cardinals, and that was 2 runs that the Redbirds would pick up in the 2nd inning. The Rockies would come back with 1 in the 3rd. Another in the top of the 5th. They tied it up 2-2, but then the Cardinals would add 2 in the bottom half. And it's 4-2 as we move to the top of the 6th. Our recap brought to you by Jack in the Box. Wainwright still in, and here is John Mabry. Good to see John still in the major leagues. As you mentioned, Al, 3 times he's worn that Cardinal uniform. Kind of old school. No batting gloves for John Mabry, hitting just 154, 1 home run, 5 RBIs.
And the kids still live in St. Louis. And just a great guy. Just signed with the Cardinals, came up through the organization.
Now spent 11+ seasons in the major leagues. 2 balls and a strike. Born in Delaware, he's now 36 and lives right here in St. Louis. Last year he had 205 with the Cubs. Been with Seattle and Oakland, the Phillies, Florida. Came up with the Cardinals just for 6 games back in 1994. First full season for the Cardinals was in 1996. Fouled back 2-2.
Just remember, Mabry had a hit for the cycle wearing the Cardinal uniform in Colorado.
6th-round pick by the Cardinals back in 1991. Was it a natural cycle? I think it was.
So.
Well, John and his wife Ann have 4 kids. Samantha, Nicole, Danielle, and JT. So he is busy.
And that natural cycle is in order. Single, double, triple, home run.
2-2 pitch. Well, with the Cardinals, he played first base, the outfield, third base. Popped up. Foul territory. Spezio has got it. You can see Scott Spezio checking where he was on the field and trying to get away from the bag to make sure he didn't trip over it.
There's Marshall Falk sitting next to Jerry Clinton.
Marshall now working for the NFL Network. I spoke with him a couple of weeks ago, and he said that he certainly would love to get into a front office position at some point in the National Football League. And obviously, he said, look, I'm not looking to take anybody's job here in St. Louis. They're doing a great job with what they do, but obviously his heart is right here in the Gateway City and with the Rams.
I remember how, as a player, he said he was an extension of the coaching staff on the field, and very smart guy that has a sense, business sense, and you look at him too, and you just wondered how that body took the pounding, beating. I guess the knees finally gave up.
That was it. I asked him about that, and he said, I still have it mentally. My frame of mind is I want to play. He said, my body just didn't allow me to do it. He said it was because of that. He tried to come back, and he had the knee surgeries, and he said, hey, I gave it everything I had, and you always talk about that, where I knew physically I just couldn't do it. It wasn't even a question in my mind.
Well, and that's it. As an athlete, you've got to come to grips with that. And, you know, you don't want to walk away too early and then regret it. And your body will tell you when it's time that, you know, okay, you got the will, the heart, the desire, but can't do the things physically that you once could do.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. If Wainwright can get through this inning, be his second consecutive quality start, and a quality start is 6 innings pitched, 3 or less earned runs. He's done that if he can get this last out, 4 out of his 7 starts.
And you just know in the future it's just going to be a little easier for him. He has allowed 9 hits.
Hard hit to Adam Kennedy, down on one knee, pops back up. 1-2-3 inning for Adam Wainwright.
First.
Duncan, Pujols, that's right, and Edmonds coming up 2, 3, and 4 in this lineup. Redbirds lead at 4-2. Geico quote, "We are digging." I liked Wile E. Coyote because he could never really figure it out. Skip Schumacher on his favorite cartoon character. Wile E. Coyote.
You liked him because he never could quite figure it out.
Correct. Zach McClellan. You didn't like the Wile E. Coyote, Al?
Yeah, but I mean,
Everybody
I
likes.
guess you'd be a confused hitter if you can't figure out hitting. And you like the Coyote because he couldn't quite figure it out. Sounds like Greg Matthews. He said, you know, he was number 53. You know why he was 53? Because that was Herbie the Love Bug's number. He said we're much the same. We get in tight spots and then we find a way to get out of them. That's a left-hander.
I love getting into these quotes and
We had a
seeing your
Casey
response.
Stengel one last night.
There's a 1-0 pitch to Duncan. We did.
Yeah, you weren't here.
Oh.
A little visiting.
I'm afraid to ask this question, so I'm going to preface it by saying the truck would like me to ask you this. In particular, Mike Helling. He wanted to know who your favorite cartoon character is or was. You have grandkids. I know that you're, of course, always attuned to the latest what youngsters are watching
No,
and,
I'm not.
and what they're into. Oh, yeah. I hear you talk about it all the time, Al. So do you want to answer the question? Favorite character? Are you thinking, or Tommy says maybe Snow White?
Yeah, we'll talk later, Tom. No, it's definitely not SpongeBob and some of these new stuff that I don't understand. But, no,
But I mean,
I'll say the Hulk.
the Hulk.
Yeah, that's more fitting for me.
What is it with you and trying to frighten children?
It just comes natural.
You also throw some adults in that
Mix.
Yep. This all stems from the Geico quote today. You ever buy anything from the Acme company?
No.
Wile E. Coyote was resilient, if anything.
Yes. You know, I like the Roadrunner better than Wile E. Coyote.
It's a strike to Pujols.
So who is your favorite?
Well, I'm going to go current right now because I watch them hour after hour at my house. I'm going with Elmo.
Elmo.
Elmo is solid. That's why I'm going to invite you to a barbecue later tonight. You and Luke can snuggle up and watch little Elmo.
And he is much better.
He is feeling better. Thank you.
Well, I was gonna see how much you like me.
If he was feeling sick, you definitely come on over. Luke, come on over and meet Uncle Al.
The Kitty's pal.
That's right.
How about McClellan? You know, he got called up mid-April. He had 222 games and 110 starts in the minor leagues.
How did he hit that? He pulled a pitch that was in on his hands. Base hit for Albert Pujols.
Had a lot of injuries in that bullpen, and so gone to some of these guys. Just opens up with those hips. Trust his hands that if I start this swing, my hands will get in a position to make contact. We talked a lot about that early when he was struggling, that he just didn't trust his hands, and so he was jumping out there, didn't let the ball get in on him. But when he's right, he can hit pitches that are not that the normal guy can't hit.
Now it's Edmonds. Both teams have stranded 9 runners. We are only in the 6th. Cardinals lead it 4-2. Runners at first and second with nobody out. Base hit to right. Gonna wave in Duncan. Pop's throw is cut off. Edmonds delivers with an RBI base hit. 5-2.
Said that the Cardinals would score in 4 innings today. They've scored now in 3. And still nobody out here in the 6th inning, so he could have a big one. Jimmy had 3 hits the other day. Now he gets an RBI with this base hit. Oquendo trying to get a sore arm, trying to wave in these runners. Chris, put your head down, run straight ahead. Keep on looking over your shoulder, it slows you down. Only the 7th RBI for Jim, but he's starting to come alive a little bit.
There's Spezio. Two balls and no strikes on Spezio. We are in the 6th. It's 5-2 Cardinals. Spezio base hit into right. Edmonds on his way to third. Pujols can just walk on home. And Spezio is in with a double. 6-2.
Boy, Spezio gets a double, but a nice slide to block that ball from getting down into the right field corner by the right fielder Hop, and made a strong throw and a close play at second base. But Spezio's got a big hit last night. This time he turns on another pitch, gets down in the right field corner. Watch the right fielder here slide to cut off that ball. It's in his glove. Real quickly he just get back and got that ball back in. So Albert scores. Jimmy goes from first to third on the double by Spezio. And the Cardinals have had 3 innings that they've had a crooked number. They've scored 2 runs in each frame today that they've scored. 6 runs, man.
It's not even Sunday.
Print the World Series tickets. Cardinals are back.
Runners at second and third. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. So 2 runs in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, 2 in this inning. Redbirds trying to add to it. They've got a left-hander for Colorado getting loose in their bullpen.
Probably Tom Martin. It's Tom Martin. Good opportunity for Ludwig here with the infield drawn in. Nobody out.
Ludwig with a double. Run scored back in the 5th. RBI. Single in the 3rd. Struck out his first time up. 2 for 3. Outfield deep for Ludwig. Another breaking ball. That one in there for a strike. 1-1.
Got the infield in, kind of both first to third off the baseline.
Down the left field line. This ball is just foul.
So how foul is it? Clearly foul. I was just watching the way Edmonds was at third base staring at that pitch, where I think he was trying to convince himself it was fair, but replay shows the umpires got it right. Watch Jimmy as he's trying to help it out. Kendo knew his foul, but Jimmy kind of wasn't totally convinced. Wishful thinking.
1-2 now in Ludwig. 2-2. Last game that the Cardinals had 6 or more runs was back on the 26th of April in that 7-5 win over the Reds. Cardinals, when they score in bunches, it happens on Sunday.
Last 3 they played. Well, I guess 3 of the last 4. They had 10, 10, and 12. They did win on last Sunday, but it wasn't by double figures.
Three-two pitch. Grounder hit to short, right through him. 1 run in. They'll hold up Spezio at third. Ludwig is aboard. E6. Edmonds scores. Drawn in infield, hard hit ball, and an error by the shortstop Tulowitzki.
That's the first error of this series for the Rockies, and got that infield in. Wasn't really hit particularly hard. Just kind of hole-ated as this game's kind of gotten, the concentration's gotten away.
Runners at first and third, still nobody out. The Cardinals have picked up 3 runs.
They ruled that no RBI. Infield in, you know, you can't assume a double play. You can't assume that they would have thrown to the plate and got a force out.
Hit fouled out of play off the bat of Bennett. Cardinals have opened up a 5-run lead. A situation here where the Cardinals might not have to go with Isringhausen late innings. Off day tomorrow, get him set for the road trip.
You're up by 5. Tony La Russa's dependable bullpen. You wouldn't think you'd have to, but mentally you have to anticipate it if you're isn't.
1-2 on Bennett.
Last thing a closer can afford to do is to kind of assume that he's not going to come into a game and then mentally shut it down. Due to circumstances, he finds himself in that game after he, stopped the competitive juices or the anticipation.
It's like Randy Flores getting loose in the pen. 1-2 is slowly hit to third. They'll go to second for 1. On to first. That's a double play. Run will score, and it's 8-2. Ludwig, a hard slide out there at second base, trying to bust up the double play. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. So 2 outs, and it's 8-2. The Cardinals have picked up 4 runs in this 6th inning. Miles slaps it fair. Some production out of that 8th spot in this lineup from Miles today. That's 4 times he has been on base. He was intentionally passed, and he's got 3 hits.
And just making contact. Look at that. He used his wrist to just flip that ball. Made contact and then fall through the wrist. And as you said, 3-hit day. He's got an RBI. He scored 1 run already.
It's going to be it for Wainwright.
Well, you knew he would be. You know, it's like pitch count was right around 100. This long inning would have been tough to restart the juices, and that's why Randy was throwing. It's just a bonus they've got to his spot in the order.
So change coming up for the Rockies. 8-2. Cardinals on top. Cardinals with a lead of 8-2. You can watch the Cardinals on your computer. Find out more at MLB.tv, on STLCardinals.com, where baseball is always on. Brian Bartow and the gang upstairs. That's Ashley on the left. Melody is on the right. Tom Martin, his 6th appearance on the year, and this will be the 5th pitcher used by Colorado today.
All right, you see that high ERA, 389 opponent's batting average. Right-handers are batting 400 against him. Lefties 375. He's allowed runs in 3 straight appearances, with the opponents going 6 for 13, 462 average. Start the season on the DL, but and when LaTroy Hawkins got hurt, he was reinstated.
Run at second base, and Taguchi hits it out of play. So Wainwright gives the Cardinals 6 innings. Gives up 9 hits, only 2 runs. The Rockies strand 9.
Hey, Milwaukee won again. 3-1 over the Nationals.
Milwaukee has won now 6 in a row. Having some fun at the ballpark today. The Cardinals with 4 runs here in the bottom of the 6th, lead at 8-2. Two pitch to Sho Taguchi. Up and in.
So has 6 hits in his last 15 plate appearances.
Three-two pitch hit out to center field. And that is caught, and the inning is done. Cardinals strand their 10th runner, but they pick up 4 runs and they lead it 8-2. Adam Wainwright, let's talk about his afternoon. This is brought to you by Kawasaki. Kawasaki on a roll, just like Adam Wainwright this afternoon. 6 innings, 9 hits, 1 earned run. No walks, that's a key, and he struck out 4. Conversely, you look at the other side, Al, as Wainwright also picked up a base hit. The Cardinals played it too early in this game, but the other side, Cardinal hitters have been walked 7 times today.
Yeah, and that's one thing that Clint Hurdle will tell you, particularly when they're pitching at home in Colorado. It's so offensive of a game that you cannot give free passes and win there in Colorado. So you'd like to hope they never give up walks, period.
Here's Flores, 14th appearance.
These lefties have been very good for the Cardinals. Opponents only hitting .234 against them.
The other night he pitched in game, 2 innings, 6 up, 6 down, a couple strikeouts.
And the Cardinals, not many complaints out of their bullpen. Strike 2, especially from the lefties, Tyler Johnson and Randy Flores. Off today with an RBI double back in the 5th.
Cardinal bullpen thrown 100 innings before Randy came in. They're 6-2 with an ERA just under 3.
Good breaking ball, 3 pitches and a strikeout. Randy and I were the speakers yesterday for the Scholar athletes that were in attendance, and I'll tell you what, he does a great job behind the microphone, Al, and talking to the kids, and he did that on the Caravan this year. I was lucky enough to have Randy as part of our crew, and he spoke a bunch and did a great job. He's a friendly guy, always shaking hands and signing autographs and saying hello to the fans.
I've always,
we like to see that.
When I've had him on the Caravan, I always get him to talk about the importance of education. Walk on at University of Southern California, and has done a great job as holding some of the pitching records there at that school that is
all-time winningest pitcher.
Yeah, and they've produced how many major leaguers? You know, from Tom Seaver on down.
Great pitchers have gone through there. He said when he first got to USC, he was a double major, and all of a sudden he said, then I discovered my curveball. And some of the focus, he said, went to playing baseball, but his parents guided him back to the classroom. He does have his degree, and he was saying that once his playing career is through, he'd like to get into money management. Little low to Todd Helton. But for those kids, it was an eye-opening experience.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, of course, you were talking to Scholar athletes, but kids that think their path is through athletics, you still got to go through college.
Popped up. Spezio. And there's 2 away. Well, for Randy Flores, too, it took a lot of patience and perseverance to make it to the major leagues. And he was rewarded with a nice 2-year contract in the offseason. Such a vital role last year with the Cardinals. 65 appearances for 41 innings pitched, and go back to Game 7 of the National League Championship Series. It was Randy Flores who was there in a crucial spot. Breaking ball and a strike.
Just look at the contrast of these 2 teams. You know, the real big difference is the strength of the Cardinal bullpen.
Ground ball that's backhanded by Spezio. Randy Flores, 3 up, 3 down. Time to stretch. 8-2 St. Louis. Roberta Mathis is today's merchandise winner, the Hyundai Long Drive Inning Sweepstakes. Cardinals hit a home run this inning. Roberta qualifies for the Sonata drawing in September. And to register, visit a St. Louis area Hyundai dealer. We are in St. Louis, Busch Stadium.
We had a qualifier yet for Hyundai?
No.
Okay, let's get Roberta on that list.
Kennedy. Fly ball out to right. 1 pitch and 1 out to start the bottom of the 7th. Cardinals picked up 2 runs in the 2nd, 2 more in the 5th, and 4 in the 6th. They have 11 hits today. They have stranded 10. Both teams have committed an error.
Cardinals have to score here in the 7th or 8th for my prediction to come through, having 4 scoring innings today. More information on that scoreboard now, and then they added Kind of about 40% bigger, the auxiliary scoreboard to the right of the big one underneath the Budweiser sign. This one over there is much bigger and a lot easier to read.
0-2 pitch to Duncan, who has struck out a couple of times today. He's also walked twice.
And I just love the feature where they allow you to know about the out-of-town scoreboards and what's going on. And I guess they can pick 4 games and really pretty much tell you what's going on, up to date, who's batting, how many outs, runners on base.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Duncan. Foul tip, still alive. Pujols on deck. Martin is the 5th pitcher used by the Rockies today. And combined, they have walked 7. Hirsch, the starter, walked 6 of those. Not much offense from Duncan in this series, but he's been good defensively. In particular last night with his outfield assist. Diving catch. 2-2 pitch. Off day tomorrow. We head to San Diego. First of 3 with the Padres Friday night here on FSN. All of those games will be on FSN Midwest. Stay on the coast, see the Dodgers, and then off day and head to Detroit.
8 of the next 9 games on that road trip, all on Fox. And as you said, we'll have a little better idea where we sit at that time. Have they righted the ship and get this offense going? Just too many proven hitters that to keep it in a funk.
The 2-2. Duncan. Off the glove of the second baseman and into center. Tried to backhand it, couldn't come up with it. And Chris Duncan is aboard.
Didn't want to get in front of it. And it's an error, E4. Breaking ball kind of readjusted, and they see he had time to get it square up to it, but played it to the side and got hopped over the glove.
It's a tough error. Here is Pujols. 2 hits, walk today. That walk was with the bases loaded back in the second inning. And Albert picked up his 18th RBI. Average at 263. First pitch a little high to Albert Pujols. Albert is also fly to center field. Skip Schumacher is on deck. No pinch hit for Edmonds. Or rather, he'll be in the pitcher spot, which is Randy Flores. One and 2 on Pujols. Milwaukee has won again today, 3-1 over Washington.
Springer far into double play. Be the next pitcher for the Cardinals.
Innings 1 through 6, Al. Cardinals are hitting .218 on the year. 7th inning on, they're hitting close to 300 with 41 RBIs.
Wow.
Innings 1 through 6, they've got just 49, so they've had 9 come from behind wins this year.
I was going to say all 3 wins to this point on the road trip have been come from behind. This would not qualify. They had a rare 2-0 lead.
They lead at 8-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. delivered out to center field. It's pretty well hit, but it will stay in the ballpark. Finley there for the catch, and out number 2. And here's Schumacher. Good work by Randy Flores. 3 up and 3 down. Skip will pinch hit for Randy.
You could have him, Taguchi, pinch hit, stayed in the game to play center. You might put Schumacher into left.
43,001. Our attendance today.
Couldn't get a date.
It's not the even 43,000. We have 43,001. Rockies are finishing up a 9-game road trip today. Two and 1 on Skip. Hitting .333 against left-handed pitching this year.
Just under 300 here at Busch Stadium this year. Well, we've seen a lot of deep counts, haven't we?
Boy. Bugs Bunny, Al, you didn't like Bugs?
No, I like Bugs. Bugs is okay.
Almost hit him. That's ball 4. There's Spezio, RBI double. Walker run scored. He's flying to left and struck out. Kind of got the feel of Coors Field today with all these walks and long afternoon.
No, if it was Coors Field, it'd be 18-12.
Probably right about that. That is some long nights that Clint Hurdle has spent in that dugout with the Colorado Rockies. He was their hitting coach, and now he's in his 5th year as the manager. I would assume it's going to be a little tougher being the manager.
It drove Jim Leyland into retirement for about a decade, right? But the one thing, boy, you can't go to your bullpen too early there, and you got to emphasize to your pitchers you can't walk anybody.
I mean, they've tried different ways to build their team too, with sinker ballers. Then do you go with speed? Do you do the Blake Street Bombers, which they had play for offense in those big games?
But the outfield is so big and expansive, because the ball travels 10% further, you'd have to play your outfielders deeper. So many base hits fell in between the infield and the deep outfielder. And you better have that center fielder better be able to run.
Spezio lines it past the shortstop. He hesitated. Looks like he was bothered by Duncan. Picked it up late, and Chris Duncan scores, and Spezio says thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if he was screened or not, but he had a very late break for that hard hit ball to his left. And there is the 4th inning that the Cardinals have scored in. So you see where Duncan, he's a big man and didn't look like he had any time. He wasn't screening him at all the way that looked, but did not react quickly to the ball coming off the bat. That's one of those games when you get all these walks, you know, your defense is back on their heels. They're not as sharp. Colorado's committed a couple errors in this game. The Cardinals won.
Low strike to Ludwig. 9-2 St. Louis here in the 7th.
Cardinals score in 4 or more innings. Their record coming in is 4-0. Ryan Ludwig started this game 2 for 11. Another 2 for 4 performance. He's got that average up to 267. This is already his 4th big league game this year. His 4 RBIs.
Handled by Martin. Cardinals add some more insurance. They pick up a run. It's 9-2. Sunday, get in the ring as 8 Cowboys go head-to-head for the first time ever in 3 events to determine which one will be crowned as the toughest Cowboy. The toughest Cowboy Sunday at 9 right here on FSM Midwest. Cardinals have stranded 12, but these fans have enjoyed it because the Cardinals lead it 9-2. It's a team high as far as left on base this season. Numbers on Russ Springer. ERA now is very good. After it was very high for a while, it's at 2.79.
Is that, I think, first outing of the year. Got roughed up a little bit, but pitched very effectively since then, and ERA on the decline.
Cardinals have played in 9 3-game series this year, and if they hold on today, this will mark the 6th time they've won a series. The 3-game sets. The schedule's been a little bit odd, though. A lot of 2-game series. And it's even odd coming up as we go to the West Coast and then fly over to Detroit.
Is interleague play really worth it? Cutie there with Dennis's best friend, Spud Sugar.
I don't know how you do it, Al. I mean, I enjoy some of the interleague play, but
well, yeah, once every 6 years you get to see Yankees and Boston.
Right. Certain matchups, and the others a little tough to watch. We go back to Detroit. We saw them last year.
There's the extra team in the Central Division, so it throws everything out of whack. But really, I mean, you don't face the same teams. You know, like with a team in your own division, you could lose or win a division by a game or two, and you know, one city or team might have a disadvantage having to play a powerhouse in the American League, and you get the easy draw.
Well, you know, the Cubs and White Sox.
Well, you know, there's an
Yankees
example.
and Mets.
You know, when Cleveland was good, you know, Cincinnati had to play them. We were playing Kansas City, even though Kansas City thought it was their World Series, and have had success against the Cardinals.
Count is full on Jeff Baker. Nine to 2 St. Louis here in the 8th. 3-2 pitch on its way from Russ Springer. Ball 4.
Russ, his outing on Sunday is stretch his scoreless streak to 11 games. And a scoreless 7th.
First walk issued by a Cardinal today.
Yeah.
Here's Iannetta.
He's the 6th youngest Rocky player and the youngest catcher ever to be added to their 25-man roster.
Bennett out to visit with Springer.
I don't know about you, but you've been sitting in that bullpen, but it's been a long day back here behind the plate. Throw strikes.
Yeah. Game just about 3 hours old.
I said all along, you don't have to have the greatest pitching staff as long as you keep the ball in the ballpark and don't walk batters.
Two balls and no strikes. So Kip Wells, Jake Peavy on Friday night. Looper and Chris Young will go on Saturday. Anthony Reyes will pitch for the Cardinals on Sunday.
Young kind of reversed his trend of a year ago where he was unhittable and couldn't beat him on the road, but he was vulnerable at home, and now this year he's winning out all the time at home and so on the road.
Two and two. Russ Springer in his second stint with the Cardinals.
You get a lot of mileage out of the first one. Went down after about, what, 12, 13 appearances with an arm injury.
Stays 2 and 2.
How about Alvarez? The job he's doing.
Closer for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, you know, what was it? Last game of
2004.
That's what I was going to say. 04. You know, the last game of the season, tore his elbow up, had to have Tommy John surgery. Lived in Tampa, so he said, I can't pitch. Can't pitch all of 05, and so I'll just go to have my rehab at where I live and sign with Tampa Bay, and now getting the benefits of that. 04, 05. Wasn't he just out all last year? His first year back?
Might be right.
Yeah. It's 05 because it's the last day of the old stadium. Cardinals wanted to re-sign him, but understood that he just easier to do his rehab and at home, and where he's not going to play for the entire year.
Hey, he's among the league leaders as far as saves in the American League. Double, single, and a line out for Omar Quintanilla. Albert will play behind the runner at first, and it's ball one.
Jamie Carroll on deck. Barring double play.
Cardinals hold on. Wainwright picks up his third win on the season. Goes to 3 and 2. Ouch.
At the shin pad right below the knee, and that's where the ball went off it.
Rocky fans, Todd Hollandsworth do that time and again, and
remember the one
pretty
time,
serious injury.
Yeah, I mean, one time he took 3 or 4 months to get a diagnosis of not sure if it was necessarily a fracture, but it was a cracked bone or something. Tania saw a pitch up. He goes, I won't be able to foul this off my leg. I'll swing at that one.
Two and two the count. Got it.
Walking the first man. He comes back to strike out the next two. Jamie Carroll. Pinch hit here. Batting 184 in the season.
Springer, you can just see it's a matter of control for him a little bit today. Getting his work in.
Well, that's it. You know, just try to keep those guys sharp. Carroll's been a career 358 hitter in pinch hitting assignments. 24 for 67 with 10 walks. Off to a slow start. They've had a multi-hit game on Saturday at Cincinnati.
We'll see Colorado at the end of this month.
Before we go to Houston to start June.
2-1. We're done with the Rockies for the rest of the year. Two balls and two strikes. Cardinals, of course, will have Bennett, Miles, and Sotoguchi coming up.
Scored 4 runs. Scored 4 different innings as predicted. Cardinals well on their way to their second consecutive winning series. Both of them at home where there's been a struggle to win games, but Tony's about ready to, he will not predict this, but he's about ready to win career win 2,311. How about that?
2,311.
And 11. Third on the all-time win list. Four outs to get.
I'll tell you right now, Al, there is nothing better than seeing a Springer Jamie Carroll battle in hour 3 of a 9-2 game. Just making sure that you're paying attention over there, Al. Look at this. We're going to
split screen so you can
now
enjoy
you know
this matchup.
It's officially a battle. 2-2 pitch.
Now we need a triple screen so we can watch the runner going.
Let's see if our guys can come up with it.
See if they're listening. I said a triple.
See, now they're upset with you. They're frantically trying to line up all the cameras. Give me a triple screen. Can't quite get it.
Jamie won the battle.
Back to Steve Finley. And Dave Duncan out to visit with Springer with 2 outs and 2 runners on in a 9-2 Cardinal lead. Sometimes I guess you run into problems like this, Al, no matter how long you've been in the league. Sometimes you just can't find the plate.
Yeah, it just drive pitching coaches crazy. Kind of sends a message to the opposition that you can get things going, and I'm sure Dave Duncan didn't want to get Franklin up, and he has. And ideally, you would like to have Russ Springer finish this game, but there's my 3 box.
Al, do you want a 4th?
Not yet.
Can we get a shot of a manager, or?
Well, we'll have to see what the count holds. Because, you know, they could put on a sign.
Runners at first and second with 2 outs. And the pitch is a strike. When the intensity gets really high, occasionally Tom Mee will use the 8 box.
It's been known to do that at times, you know, but those for special occasions.
Only those rare occasions will he use the 8 box. Rip to Albert. Finley just shaking his head after he hit a BB to Albert Pujols. It's 9-2. Baseball on FSM Midwest is brought to you by Busch, Smooth Busch Beer and easy drinking Busch Light. By Chevrolet, meet the all-new Silverado 2007 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. See for yourself, shop and compare at stlchevy.com. And by Advance Auto Parts, providing car care know-how to protect your investment. We're ready in advance. Some empty seats, but we were sold out today.
They're empty seats because Cardinal faithful think this game is wrapped up with in the win column, but still got a big inning to go. Young pitcher who got off to a great start. First 12 outings, he held the opposition to a 122 average, but opposing batters are 8 for 16 in those last 4. All 3 earned runs he's allowed this year have come on the road.
Bennett pulls one foul.
Corpus, young right-hander, was at AA and AAA last year and combined for an ERA under 1 in 42 appearances after never having pitched above A ball. And he didn't allow a run in his final 28 games in the Texas League.
Cardinals, if they would like, could use Falkenborg to finish up this game. You mentioned Franklin was up and throwing. Bennett retired for the first out to start play here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, this would be a good game to get Falkenborg in. He's warming up right there.
Backhanded play by the shortstop. Nicely done. Low throw and the pick at first. That's a very good play all the way around.
Yeah, ball was hit sharply. That backhand by Tulowitzki. He's got a good arm, but this time he kind of throws a sinker right into the dirt. But at the other end, a 3-time Gold Glove winner scoops it up and completes a nice play. Out in front of him where he gets that true hop. And then get the short hop or get something that's going to submarine on him. And Todd Helton still has got his head in this game.
Here's Sho Taguchi. Yeah, usually when you think about Gold Glove candidates at first, it's Helton, Derek Lee. And now you can throw Albert Pujols, his name, into that conversation. No balls and 2 strikes. Kennedy on deck, and then we would see Chris Duncan out to left field. And the 9th inning rolls in when we come back. 9-2. St. Louis leads Colorado. Nine to 2, St. Louis leads Colorado here in the 9th inning. And let's take a look at today's game reset, brought to you by Singular. Singular is now the new AT&T. Cardinals with runs in the 2nd. the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. 2 in the 2nd, 2 in the 5th, 4 in the 6th, another in the 7th, and they lead this game 9-2. Redbirds with 12 hits. They have stranded 12. Rockies have stranded 11. They've got 9 hits, and in line for the victory today is Adam Wainwright. Game reset brought to you by Singular. Singular is now the new AT&T.
Ryan Falkenberg, is coming over. This was his 07 debut. He got the loss on Monday night. He was, at the time of his call-up, 0-1 in Pacific Coast, but leading the league in saves. Had an ERA just a 2.
That's hit to deep right field, and the catch is made by Ludwig.
Tony La Russa on the verge of seeing his team win 4 out of 6 on this 6-game homestand.
Doesn't feel like that, does it?
It feels better, but
a win like today is,
yeah,
you know, it puts a little exclamation point on it. But some of those games were so tight, not much offense, but yet just enough.
Prior to today, their last 4 games they scored only in 1 inning, and yet they were able to win a couple of those games. Don't mind so much Cardinals stranding 12 runners when you score 9 runs, but the Rockies have to be disappointed stranding 11 and only scoring twice. Falkenberg's been with Baltimore, Los Angeles, San Diego, and St. Louis. He had 5 games with St. Louis last year. Had a good spring. He appeared in 5 games. He was 2-0 and a 1.69 ERA. The lefties in AAA were only batting 160 off. And he walks this one.
One out walk here in the 9th. And it brings in Todd Helton.
2 for 4. Started out with a single, then he had a double and RBI in 3rd. Into a fielder's choice and popped out to 3rd.
And Bennett out to visit with Falkenberg.
A long day back behind that plate for home plate umpire Bob Davidson.
One ball, one strike.
3 points shy of 400. Came in 2nd in the major leagues in batting average.
Singled in the 1st, double in the 3rd, fielder's choice in the 5th, popped out in the 7th. So Albert Pujols, when he won his batting championship, came down to the final at bat by Todd Helton.
Yeah, but remember, he was intentionally walked. Bruce Bochy was the manager at San Diego and didn't realize that the batting race was that close and intentionally passed him, and Albert ended up winning.
Ground ball hit to 2nd. Get the lead man there. That's 1 on to 1st. Double play. 4-6-3 double play to end the game, and the Cardinals win it 9-2, and they win 4 of 6 on the homestand.
Brings a little more life to this team.
Our Budweiser player of the game is coming up next. Final this afternoon, the Cardinals win it 9-2, 12 hits, and they take 2 of 3 against Colorado. Welcome back to the broadcast booth. Al Hrabosky, Dan McLaughlin. The Cardinals on this homestand take 4 of 6 over Houston and Colorado. A lot of choices for our Budweiser player of the game, and we go with Gary Bennett today.
An interesting choice. He was 0 for 5, but his 8th start of the year, and he did some good things. Got this pop-up early, massaged this pitching staff. Here is a great play right here. He seals off the plate, and Albert with a great throw. They get the runner at third base. He was directing traffic there. He gets the bunt down. All these little things, you don't always have to get base hits to contribute to a win. And as I said, he guided this pitching staff through a game. Wainwright gave up 9 hits, goes 6 innings, gives up only 1 earned run, 2 overall. And, you know, Gary Bennett deserves some credit also.
Al, if that run scores on that play at the plate, that gives Colorado a 3-2 lead. So you don't know what happens after that. Kind of a play that sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, now a lot of times a defensive play can really, you know, take that momentum, bring it right back to your team. So, you know, that was a key play, heads-up play, gutsy play by Albert Pujols, and then Gary Bennett was sealing off the home plate at the other end.
Offense took off after that. Cardinals win it 9-2. Much more to come from the broadcast booth, but for now, let's send it over to Pat.
Dan, Al, thank you. We'll see you in just a couple of minutes as we continue on the post-game version of Cardinals Live presented by Budweiser. We'll bring you an interview with our star of the game. My partner Rick Horton will join me with analysis as well. We'll take you downstairs to listen into Tony La Russa's comments after this 9-2 victory over the Rockies. Stay with us. Budweiser Cardinals Live up next here on FSN Midwest.